Did you know that silence kills more relationships than shouting? It is a controversial statement, I know, but pay attention. You might be, right at this moment, sleeping next to a complete stranger. Many couples believe the lie that bottling things up or hiding feelings is the secret to keeping the peace in a marriage. But I tell you with the absolute certainty of a strategist, this false protection is the slow poison that is destroying your intimacy. If you feel like you live under the same roof but on different planets, or that every attempt at conversation turns into World War III, this video is the rescue you've been waiting for. What I'm going to reveal to you today isn't just a tip, it is a forgotten ancient principle called self-disclosure. It is a counterintuitive and powerful game changer that, if applied correctly, can dissolve years of hurt and reconnect you in a matter of days. Get ready because you are about to discover the invisible mistake you've been making and the exact solution to bulletproof the love of your life. It is said that, since the beginning, the great mystery of connection wasn't solved by silence, but by the deliberate action of showing oneself. One realizes that the Creator himself did not stay in the shadows, waiting to be guessed. He took the initiative. Looking at history, one notes that self-disclosure started way back then. When God decided that existing wasn't enough, he needed to be seen guiding his people, leading them out of Egypt, showing in practice who he was. It is an ancient principle. No one loves what they do not know, and no one knows what does not reveal itself. For the couple seeking solidity, looking at this example is like finding a treasure map buried in the living room. It is understood that just as the ancient Israelites only trusted because they saw the deeds, in marriage, the logic is the same. Trust does not come out of empty promises, but of letting oneself be seen in action. Imagine a husband who, instead of just saying he cares, cancels his soccer game to take care of his sick wife. He is, in reality, revealing his essence, shouting without a voice what his real priorities are. It is curious to note how many try to maintain an aura of mystery, thinking it protects them, when in truth, it isolates. A wise mentor would say that hiding who you are acts like a dam, holding back the water of life. Eventually, the structure cracks or dries up. Self-disclosure isn't about telling dark secrets from the past at every moment, but about allowing the other to see your motivations, your silly fears of bugs, or your childlike joy when eating a sweet treat. It is about letting your guard down and showing raw humanity. Think of those biographies of great leaders that everyone admires. They are only powerful because they show the flaws and the struggles, not just the polished victories. Bringing this to the reality of a couple, a simple practice is suggested. How about sharing, on any given night, not how work went, but how you felt about it? I felt frustrated because my effort wasn't noticed. That little phrase is a window thrown wide open to the soul, much more valuable than hours of small talk about the weather or the bills to pay. The truth, often hard to swallow, is that without this movement of stepping out of oneself, the other is left groping in the dark, trying to assemble a puzzle without the main pieces. True intimacy, the kind that keeps you warm on cold days, requires masks to fall and vulnerability to take the lead. It's like riding a bike. It demands balance and the courage to take off the training wheels. Whoever hides deprives their partner of the privilege of knowing the work of art, sometimes messy, that lives within. One observes that if the divine chose the path of exposure through acts and prophets to create a bond with humanity, who are we to try to maintain a relationship based on riddles? Human beings flourish when they are understood, and to be understood, one must, first of all, make oneself understandable. Investing in books like Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg can be an excellent starting point to understand how to translate feelings into words that connect, rather than walls that separate. However, knowing that you need to reveal yourself is just the first step on this long and, at times, steep staircase. We recognize the origin and the need to show ourselves, but the great challenge arises when we try to apply this in day-to-day life, where routine and exhaustion try to silence the voice of the heart. There is a secret, a specific road that transforms this beautiful theory into something tangible, and that, if ignored, can turn two lovers into just two strangers sharing the same roof. Marriage is often visualized as an island where two castaways try to survive, but the truth is that it should be a vast continent of mutual discovery. Self-disclosure acts as the only safe bridge connecting one heart to the other, allowing the free transit of feelings. Without this emotional engineering, one realizes that a couple might even share the same bed, but they will live in completely separate worlds, isolated by walls of silence and dangerous assumptions. It is understood that genuine intimacy doesn't fall from the sky or arise merely with the passage of time. It is the direct fruit of the courage to expose what is in the soul. You need to share not just the grocery list, but the crazy ideas, the deepest desires, the frustrations of the day, and the small joys that would go unnoticed. When you close the door of internal dialogue, you lock your partner outside, preventing them from knowing the person they chose to share life with. Here is a refreshing practice suggested. Create the habit of the weekly emotional check-in. Instead of just turning on the TV, the couple sits down for 15 minutes to update the relationship's software, telling internal news that wasn't said during the rush. For example, saying, "Honey, I was very happy when you praised my dinner yesterday," or "I'm feeling a bit insecure about my project at work." This is pure gold for strengthening the emotional bond. It is noted that many complain of a lack of connection, but continue playing the guessing game, expecting the other to have a crystal ball. A love strategist would say that expecting to be understood without explaining yourself is the recipe for emotional disaster. Self-disclosure clears the static. It's like cleaning a foggy window so the sun can come in. If you want your marriage to be a refuge and not a battlefield, you need to lower your guard. It is also observed that this process requires reciprocity. It's no use of one to speak and the other just to listen like someone listening to the radio. Both need to strip off their armor. A good tip is to read articles on emotional intelligence together, or watch talks that speak about vulnerability. Brené Brown's work is an excellent starting point. It is transformative content. This creates a common vocabulary for the couple to express the inexpressible. It is fascinating to see how the dynamic changes when transparency takes the place of pride. That feeling of walking on eggshells disappears, giving way to a light and complicit freedom. Intimacy deepens because now you know the terrain where you step. You know what hurts and what heals the other. You stop being just roommates to become truly soul partners, aligned in the purpose of growing together. However, even with all the willingness to open up and build this solid bridge, many couples stumble on how they speak. The intention is good, but the execution often comes out as an accusation, turning a moment of sharing into a new fight. There is a specific technique, a subtle shift in language that works like a master key to disarm defenses and ensure the message reaches the heart without wounding the ego. Learning to speak for yourself is one of the most refined and urgent skills a couple can develop. Relationship experts point out that the big turning point happens when you switch the focus from the other person to your own chest. Effective self-disclosure isn't pointing an accusing finger, but rather exposing the heart without reservations or armor. Instead of starting a verbal war, you invite your partner to visit your feelings and understand your perspective. It is a subtle change in speech, but one that completely alters the route of a difficult conversation. One perceives an abysmal and dangerous difference between using I statements and you statements during a conflict. The repeated use of you usually comes loaded with judgment and triggers the spouse's immediate defense system. On the other hand, I assumes responsibility for the emotion felt, disarming the marriage of unnecessary and draining fights. It is like offering a map of your confused inner world instead of throwing stones at the other's closed fortress. Wisdom lies in mastering one's own tongue to build bridges, not destroy paths. Picture the classic scene that occurs in so many homes. The husband or wife fails to attend an important family event. The instinctive reaction is to attack. "You disappointed me again," or "You never care about my family." This is a direct attack on the other's character, and the natural response will be a fierce counterattack or cold isolation. In this warlike scenario, intimacy is the first victim, as the dialogue turns into a severe courtroom where no one wins the case and everyone loses domestic peace. Now visualize the same situation treated with intelligence and emotional wisdom. "I felt very sad and disappointed because you didn't go to the dinner." Notice the magic happening between the lines here. There is no accusation, only the genuine exposure of a wound. True self-disclosure invites the other to care for this pain, awakening dormant empathy instead of defensive anger. It is a master tactic that transforms a potential litigation into a rare opportunity for mutual comfort and real closeness. It is understood that focusing on the other's actions almost always establishes guilt, while focusing on one's own reaction establishes human connection. The goal in marriage shouldn't be to win the argument at any cost, but to win the partner's heart repeatedly. When you use "I," you remove the crushing weight of accusation and open space for honest and healing dialogue. It is an engagement strategy that validates what you feel without invalidating or attacking who the other person is. It is strongly suggested that the couple practices this simultaneous translation in daily life, correcting each other with love and patience. Books like Crucial Conversations by Carrie Patterson are powerful tools to hone this technique and prevent high emotions from hijacking reason. Investing time learning to communicate your needs without aggression is one of the best investments one can make in life as a couple. Intimacy flourishes vigorously where communication is safe, respectful, and free of veiled threats. Mastering this art requires constant practice, as the instinct to blame is fast, but the fruits harvested are sweet and lasting. By persisting on this path of responsible vulnerability, the couple discovers a new dimension of companionship that seemed impossible before. But pay attention, having the right technique is fundamental. However, for this transformation to be definitive, you need to understand how to apply all of this into a global action plan that involves the greater purpose of your union. Don't close this video thinking that just knowing this will save your relationship. Knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. Self-disclosure is a tool of war against loneliness in a couple, but it requires that you and not the other take the first step now. Do you have the courage to lower your guard tonight? Do you have the audacity to swap "you always do this" for "I feel this way"? The deep intimacy of your marriage depends entirely on this small but scary decision. I want to challenge you, and I want to see your answer here in the comments. What is the biggest barrier preventing you two from talking today? Is it fear, pride, or exhaustion? Write it down below. Let's bring this to the light. And pay attention, because the journey to bulletproof your family doesn't end here. For those who are truly serious about changing their lives, I've left a special video right here on the screen, which touches exactly on the root of another silent problem you might be facing without realizing it. Click on it now to continue this transformation. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here, we don't play house. We build unshakable legacies.